everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome back to Ask Amy. I have a question today from Colleen. Let me see if I can find it here. Colleen says, your podcast this week came at just the right time. So the podcast that Colleen is referring to, by the way, and we'll talk about it, is number 65, I believe. It was from a few weeks ago, and it's called When Old Comforts No Longer Comfort. I think that was the name of it. So she says it came just at the right time. Just a day or so before she listened to it, I was realizing that since coming to this understanding that you share, my old habits of overeating and excessive drinking no longer serve the purpose they once had for me. Since seeing the deeper truth about how things work, I simply can't view my habits in the same way anymore. They're just meaningless to me now, which is pretty amazing now that I've typed that out. That is very amazing, Colleen, and very predictable. This has come with a bit of a side effect in having a low mood show up. Even though I know it's only a temporary thing and totally normal, especially after listening to this week's podcast, I've been experiencing a lot of uncomfortable thoughts now that I don't get comfort from my old habits. Stuff like, where am I going to get that same rush I used to have from eating? Or what's the point of life if I don't have these creature comforts anymore? It's a lot of uncertainty, and it's had me feeling down, almost as if I've lost a friend. A well-intentioned but ultimately unhelpful friend that had been a backseat driver for many years. Exactly. I'm not sure how much sense I'm making. You're making perfect sense to me. And I know you've covered a lot of it with your podcast, but I want to know if it's normal to almost go through a sort of mourning period when your habit ends. Or how can I relate to these new thoughts and low moods that I've been experiencing lately? I love this question, Colleen. And again, there's a reason that I created a whole podcast episode, number 65. I'll put it in the comments here for people about it, because what you're sharing is so common. It's so common. So look at how this works. We feel some stuff. We don't like it. Now, conscious, unconscious, like we're aware of it, we're not aware of it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're looking bigger than all that. So on some level, we just feel not quite like ourselves, not quite at home in our life and in our experience. And when that's the case, and that's the case sometimes for all human beings, we tend to reach for something to kind of dull that feeling. Now, we're not doing it on purpose necessarily. Sometimes we might be, but consciously. But there's just just imagine for all of us, you sitting in a feeling, and it's an uncomfortable feeling. Like, even to say that, my hands start shaking, right? Like you feel like you need to do something. You want to escape that feeling. So at the healthiest, maybe you just get up, you move your body, or you go get some water, or you take a walk or something. On the less healthy end of that scale, you start adding things that help kind of numb the feeling that you're in. Again, not thinking, ooh, I'm going to drink some vodka because that's going to numb this feeling, or I'm going to eat some food I'm not hungry for because that'll numb this feeling. You might think that stuff consciously, but for the most part, or I'm going to go buy something I don't need, or I'm going to hoard this, or, for the most part, it's at a level that's deeper than all that. It's beyond all that. It's like part of our brain is just trying to help us kind of come back to homeostasis, come back home, and it doesn't really know how to do that. So it just goes out and distracts and adds and has this numbing kind of feeling as the result sometimes, right? So you see that, Colleen, because that's what got you into your habits of eating and drinking. And so what's going on is now you've seen some stuff about how that all works, and it makes your habits not make any sense anymore. And not only not make any sense, because maybe they never made sense logically, but not only do they not make sense, but they don't feel the same because you've seen it. It's kind of like once you've seen a movie being made, you're probably not going to be as fully immersed in and entertained by that movie in quite the same way, right? Like you've seen that actor is just an actor. You've seen him in and out of character. You've seen the cut and the direction and all the behind the scenes. And so you might still find some entertainment value in the movie, but it's not really going to be the same. And that's what happens here. That's what happened with you, Colleen, is that you saw enough about how your experience is being created and who you are and where your well-being comes from and all of that good stuff, that eating and drinking to feel better just don't work anymore. They just don't work in the same way. Beautiful. So awesome. And like I said, I love how you're kind of like, whoa, that's kind of amazing. As I write it out, I see how amazing that is. It is amazing. And it's very, very, very common. It's like a miracle, but it's like the most predictable, reliable, normal miracle there is. It's happening all the time for us. It's so much easier than it looks. So, so now these things don't have an impact for you the way they did. Eat, drink, they don't really do anything for me. But what you're saying is again, like now there's this mood coming up, or there's this, you don't feel good, or these thoughts of like, well, what's the point, and all of that. And I just want you and everyone to see that's been there all along. Like the moods, the ups and downs, the thoughts, all of that has always been there. It's just that you were just shoving it down before. You were just like drinking it down or eating it down or not letting yourself feel it. So it's a beautiful thing. So amazing that this is starting to come up. Now, I know it doesn't feel that amazing for you, but I'm hoping that if you can see it in this bigger picture, you'll start to love and appreciate it. Because what it is it's like, oh, this is life now getting a chance to move through me. Rather than coming up to here and then I don't like it, so I slap it down with a drink or some food, it's coming all the way up and through. It's like moving through you. This is your healing, Colleen. Like this is your cleansing. It wants to move through you. And you are in a position where you get to see, oh, bring it on. Yeah, I don't love being in a low mood, but it's a mood. Bring it on. Because you know what? The reason I even feel this mood is because I don't have those dumb habits anymore. It's amazing. What I've seen a lot of people kind of come to in this, and I was here too, is like, you might not like the mood or the uneasiness or the feeling that the habit was there to push away, but you really kind of start to smile at that in a sense where it's like, yeah, you're here because I don't eat and drink anymore. You're here because I don't have that habit anymore. And in that way, it's like, okay, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for reminding me how far I've come and how far I'm going, like what's underway here. And you start to look at those uncomfortable feelings as thank you. I remember when I stopped binge eating for a long time afterward, like a long time, every time someone would leave my house, like if I'd have the house to myself or I'd be in a situation where I used to binge, I'd have all these thoughts about it. Now, they weren't really powerful. They weren't like, I wasn't really going to act on them because I was past that. But it was kind of similar to what you're saying. It was like this uneasiness and this movement toward doing that thing I used to do and all of this. And at first it looked just like you're saying, Colleen. It was like, when is this going to like 100% go? Because it's like 95% gone, but this 5%, I don't like it. And then I started seeing it like I'm telling you, where it's like, oh, this is what I never used to let myself feel. This is what the habit would push down and avoid. Now I get to feel it. And not only that, but it's showing me, oh, that's right. You can handle this stuff. You can handle this stuff. Look at how your mind just creates it. That's all that's ever been happening. You never wanted that stuff to begin with, but your mind created this fake urgency around it that you felt as real urgency. But your mind created this whole illusory kind of experience of it. And we can feel that, and we can see it with brand new, fresh eyes where it doesn't look so threatening and dangerous and personal, where it just looks like, oh, here's life moving through me. So I hope this helps, Colleen. Like really, what you're going through, amazing. It's like you're 95% out of this, and then you just have this kind of stuff at the end. And everything in your psychology is saying, push it away, push it away. But you, Colleen, and your wisdom are saying, no, I don't push away anymore. And so you're feeling it a little bit, but that's amazing because it's all the while it's transforming your knowing of what you can handle. It's showing you, it's you showing you, I can do this. This is just life moving through me. And it will go far beyond just getting over a hump and becoming completely habit-free. It extends into your whole life. Like when you see that you can sit with feeling, you can sit with a bad mood, you can sit with some thoughts, you can do anything. You can sit with anything in life because that's all of it is. It's all the same. So it's really, really beautiful place you're at, and I'm happy for you and excited for you. And, you know, just do the best you can with it, but know that it is totally just like what's always been bottled up is just getting to come through and out, and it's opening you up to so much more freedom. So thank you so much, Colleen, for setting this question. I hope it's been helpful for everyone, and I will see you back here next Monday. Have a great week.